think the biggest threat to a retail business today is the risk of credit card compromise. The Internet Crime Complaint Center, which is the U.S. organization that looks at all cybercrime, predicts that 1 in 6 locations will suffer a data compromise over the next 24 months.
It's actually a common misconception that data breaches only happen to the large retailers. You don't necessarily hear about the data breaches that happen in small businesses today just because they go undisclosed. Sadly, they just shut their doors and no one honestly knows what happened.
When a business suffers a breach, the first thing that happens is they get a knock at the door from the Secret Service. Either the Secret Service or the FBI Cybercrime Unit will let them know they have been identified as a common point of purchase, which is their vernacular to say, you've been compromised. The number one thing they need to do is unplug their point of sale system and they become a cash-only shop.
When a data breach happens, you cannot accept credit cards any longer. The merchant is shut down from processing credit cards until they go through a forensic audit and they completely validate their PCI compliance and their network is secure.
PCI DSS stands for the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standards, and it's a set of guidelines, procedures, and processes that all merchants must follow to achieve and maintain PCI compliance, which ties to both regulation and security.
Sadly, people assume it's a slap on the wrist for if you happen to be the common point of conception for a data breach, but they're taking this very seriously. They have to go through a process of a forensic audit, which can be extremely pricey. They have to replace every credit card that was stolen at a range of $35 to $50 a card, and then have to replace any hardware or software that was used to process credit cards, so any type of point of sale system, any computers that the malicious data was on, so it's very expensive.
If a company is breached, the merchant is responsible for the cost. As an average retailer, regardless of size, the average cost per location is $80,000. If you take preventive measures to protect your company and your brand against a breach, even if you do suffer a breach, the outcome and the impact to the brand will be significantly less. Your cost drops from $80,000 to somewhere between $10,000 to $20,000, and the benefit of partnering with a qualified security assessor like ANX is that we'll work arm in arm with you to remediate and get you back in business as quickly as possible. Companies spend a lifetime trying to establish brand equity in a charismatic brand. A data breach in one day can destroy that brand. ANX today protects thousands of locations, and we've never had a compromise.